Hi, and welcome to Cujo Sound. Bjorn Jacobson speaking here, and in this video I'm working on a sound for DARQ, which is coming out in about 1 month, so things are slightly hectic here lately. In this particular video I'll show you some quick editing of assets, cleaning in RX, and how a seemingly noisy recording can become something awesome that we can use. This sound is made really fast, but it's not because I encourage you to work fast or that working fast is the best option or like this is some sort of competition about speed or speed production. No, that's not the case. What I want to show you is how my workflow might be and how having the correct source material that you know how to handle and how to search your audio library for assets really quick can be the muse that you require to continue and be really swift about it. So what is it that I need to create? I need to create some sort of wheel that's rusty, pushed forward, and rolls on coarse dirt. I asked my friend over at Ill-Formed, Kieran Foster, the guy who made that Glitch and Glitch 2 plugin that a lot of people seem to love to hate or hate that they actually love, I don't know. I have previously praised his tape stop and stretch plugins quite a lot here on this channel. So Kieran sent me this file, which you can hear right now. It's recorded with an M-Audio microtrack, a small handheld recorder, and as you can hear in the recording, it's super sensitive to touch and movement, as well as it's kind of noisy. It has a pretty high noise floor, but the noise isn't the problem if it's consistent noise, as it is in this recording, and I'll get to that in a moment. So the actual sound of this door squeaking is what you can hear right now as it's played back in Wavelab, which is a pretty nice sound, and we can absolutely use this. We need to get rid of that background noise, as I mentioned before. So I open up this file in RX, and I quickly pick the spectral denoise tool, where I'll just quickly select a patch of noise, click learn, and almost with standard settings, it works. I bumped up the reduction a little, but that's about it. Quickly preview the sound just to check if there are any artifacts in the sound that you actually want to keep, and if there is, you just redo this. And then it's all about just saving the file and get it back into Wavelab. Over here, I'll cut out the parts that I want and quickly speed them up. Wavelab has this pitch bend function, which for some reason really works fast for me and in my workflow. And for some reason, it also sounds a little different than just pitching it up and down sometimes. I don't know why, but I really like the way it does it. So let's process all the sounds of this door by pitching it up like this. On the other hand, I also noticed some sounds in between the takes of the door have some really nice movement sounds going on. Let's edit those out and use them as well, just for the pushing forward sounds. This is basically a leftover from touching of the recorder, which isn't actually the kind of sound that you want, though in this case we can totally use it. Cutting out the parts that we want, trim the parts that we don't want, fade in and fade out, and we have some noise that we can use. Right away, as I was editing this, an idea sprung to mind as I hear these sounds, and that is that a small and subtle sound like this is often quite sensitive to really hard compression, as most compressors deal with low amplitude files in certain ways. I open up this Waves SSL channel strip and basically crank up the ratio and the threshold down, and instantly we have a sound that's super compressed and is still quite short, still doesn't have the crazy amplitude. Let's add another great plugin to this chain, which is the Ohmforce Homicide. A great distortion, EQ, compression, and multi-tool plugin. Check it out if you want, I'll post a link in the description. So just having those two plugins going with one of these audio snippets, and we instantly transition to Berlin for some reason. Anyway, let's process all these sounds and see what results we got from all this pitching up in plugins. Good. Now let's open up Cubase here. In here, I'll dig up some coarse dirt wheelbarrow sounds. These are straight out of some library that I bought at one point. By setting them up like this, we now have variations of them all, which all have roughly the same timing and length when combined. I'll then export these in stems, giving me 6 variations of the wheel, the squeak, and the dirt, and then 4 variations of the chair itself. So we open this up in Wwise or Fmod or any other tool for that matter which allows for this kind of thing to be done. We can easily drag and drop them into this project, store them wherever you want, though I recommend keeping a kind of strict convention to your hierarchy in the originals folder. It's just easier to keep track of when things get hectic later. So we select the individual sounds, like the chair here, and we right-click them and choose Create Parent, where we'll create a random container. We'll do this for all of these sounds, so the wheel, the dirt, and the squeak all get a random container. In this way, we can then select all our random containers and create a parent for those, which is a blend container. Either that, or you create an event that triggers all 4 random containers. It's up to you, but for the sake of the example here, the blend container is super easy. We can then select the blend container and press play, and we now hear a randomized wheel sound with something that's pushing it on coarse dirt, and we can trigger this as many times as we want, and we'll have plenty variations already. And that's even without fiddling with random pitch, random volume, and timings. That's a really fast way to do it, and just because we kept to the same kind of timings over in Cubase, we can basically have these playing at any given point in Wwise, and they will still work with the correct timing. And that's my workflow on creating this sound, and this was really fast. Again, it's not because it's a competition on who is the fastest, but this is a great example of how fast you can work if you have the right material and the right ideas spawn in your head as you work. Thanks for watching this Cujo sound video. I really hope that it spawned some ideas in you, and if you have any questions, just fire away in the comments below. If you really like this video, consider hitting the thumbs up or maybe even subscribe to the channel. In that way, you will be notified whenever I post more videos about game audio and sound design here. You can also head over to patreon.com/Cujo Sound, where you for as little as $1 a month can help me sustain this channel and help me fund the time I take off my schedule to create this content. I would really appreciate it. This also gives you access to the Cujo Sound Discord channel and many other things. You really should consider it. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again in another video. Cujo Sound and Bjorn Jacobson is signing out.